The teens took turns role-playing. By stepping into each other's shoes, they experienced new levels of understanding. Their thoughts and beliefs were validated. They learned to express empathy for others' pains and circumstances. This is where the deep healing took place.
The four-step process includes role-playing, which is like fun, like you get to act out. And it's really, people really get involved, like into it, and really, when you put on the outfit or when you really want to get into it, you can.
I'm a Christian, and I am a very firm Christian. At first, I was a little bit uncomfortable because, what I believe as a Christian is very different from what Jewish people believe or what Muslim people believe. But then I realized that even if we have different beliefs, it doesn't mean, and even if I am really firm in what I believe, it doesn't mean that I can't accept what they believe as true to them. And so it opened my eyes in a lot of ways, and I actually felt really good about being able to portray this person and portray it well. And I felt very, very comfortable, playing a Jewish person.
To hear Arabic sung in an opera tone, and then to have an African American and a Jewish girl both singing the song. And you're thinking, like, these words are very close to my heart. They're like songs that describe my religion, and there's these people singing them. They know that they're singing it to bring people together, and so it was a good feeling.
The music was amazing. That Arabic song was, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And me singing Hine Motov, I think I sang that every day, all the time for like a week, just so I could get the pronunciation right and everything. But it's like when you see something done, and then you hear it, and then you hear it in the form of music. I think it's just so beautiful.
It was the Muslim girl in the Muslim school, and she went to a flashback scene about how she was treated on a bus. And she was talking about how, regardless of what anyone else thought, their judgments otherwise, she was going to stay true to her religion, to what she perceived as truth, to her beliefs, regardless of anything. And that showed a lot of strength. And I think that as a black woman, we complain about racism, and we complain about all the discrimination that we get, but we kind of shine a blind eye to the other races out there, to the other ethnicities, to the other religious groups that receive that discrimination as well. And it opened my eyes to say that, okay, now I know, so now I can react.
The group shared their personal stories of how they had been victims of racial, religious, cultural hatred and discrimination. Stories that have polarized us for generations. Now let's take a look at what the group from Michigan created.
The Quran, the Torah, and the Bible all recognize Abraham as the father of their religions: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity.
Abraham's first son, Ishmael, became the forefather of Islam.
Abraham's second son, Isaac, became the forefather of Judaism and Christianity.
So if we all have the same father, why have we so often seen each other as enemies?
Today, March 2nd, 2005, we will grapple with this question. We may not have the answers, but that will not stop us from asking the question.
That will not stop us from talking to each other.
And most importantly, that will not stop us from listening to each other.
We invite you to join us.
My name is Peter Russell. Where I grew up, there were only two kinds of people. You were either a Christian or you were someone who didn't believe in God. In my world, being religious meant loving Jesus and going to church. It was that simple. Sure, I saw a man from the Nation of Islam selling fruit on the street, but I figured they were just another kind of church. And I see the Jewish men and the black outfits and the hats, but I thought they were kind of like the Amish. I even had an uncle who told me that Jews had horns, but I didn't believe it. The only Arabs I saw were the ones who ran the gas stations. I wondered if they were all like the crazy guys in the movies, but I didn't worry about it because I didn't think that any of this had anything to do with me.
My name is Deborah Lustig. My family came here from Russia, where life was hard for Jews. But life as a Jew hasn't always been simple here either. My relatives here in the US made it clear that Muslims, particularly Arabs, were the enemies of all Jews, that they wanted to wipe us out, to finish what Hitler started. It was also weird to be in a society where everyone assumed you were Christian, where singing Christmas songs was a normal part of being an American. And I learned that there were Christians here who still believed that Jews killed Jesus. Makes no sense to me. I never killed anyone.
My name is Fadi Al-Aram. Everyone I grew up with was Muslim like me. My parents grew up in Lebanon, my grandparents in Iraq. I was born in Lebanon, but I grew up in Dearborn. My family's feelings toward Israel were never positive, so I thought that all Jews were my enemies, and I was always taught to be suspicious of Christians, that all they wanted to do was convert us. I was told to stay with my own people, that we were the only ones we can trust in this country.
My name is Sonia Brown. The religion has always been complicated for me. I knew that there were all these religions, but I didn't know where I fit in. I go to a Universalist church which says that all religions are paths to truth. But if that was so, then why would anyone belong to a religion that didn't allow for other ways? I began thinking that Jews, Christians, Muslims were all by definition narrow-minded.
Then we joined the Children of Abraham Project.
We were Christian, Muslim, and Jewish.
We shared our stories, we broke bread together, we created our own celebrations.
We told the story of Abraham and his sons, Ishmael and Isaac.
We knew these prophets couldn't truly be portrayed.
We didn't try to portray them, but to learn from their stories.
We acted out their stories to see what we share and where we differ.
We confessed our prejudices. We found common ground.
We began to wonder whether the future peace wasn't in our hands.
We thought of ourselves as family, who are all the children of Abraham.
Do you think we'll find peace in our lifetime?
Peace is possible if you're willing to stand up for what you believe.
Yeah, but that isn't always so easy. I mean, come on, it's hard when there's so much against you.
My cousin did it once. It's possible.
What happened?
Well, she was a sophomore in high school, and during Black History Month, someone painted "Niggers Go Home" across a row of lockers. Well, she was mad. She burst into the office, grabbed the microphone, switched on the PA system, and began to talk to the whole high school right in the middle of the day.
She was great.
She got in big trouble. School officials said that even though she was right to be upset, they felt she didn't act properly. They wanted to handle the situation quietly, not make a big deal. They said that she was disrupting the other students' education. But my cousin refused to be quiet and polite. She said it was a Catholic school run by nuns, and that the school was really based in Christ's teachings, then standing up to injustice is just as important as a math quiz.
That's true.